This is another hip stretch, and this is going to stretch the back of one hip and the front of the other hip at the same time. Now, my chair is on wheels, so I've shoved it back with its back to the desk so it doesn't move, because I want it nice and stable. And I've also taken my shoes off because I'm going to be putting a foot on the step. So, without further ado, here we go. This is what we do. So you're going to put your one foot up onto the chair, and then you're going to hold onto the back of the chair so that it doesn't go anywhere. And then you're going to try and drop the back knee as low as you can get it. Now, if you can get the back knee onto the ground, that's fantastic. If not, you can either let it sort of hang, as I'm doing, or you can put a pillow or two underneath your bottom knee so that it can rest. But I can feel plenty of stretch through the back of my right butt, through the back of my right hip capsule, and also the front of my left. What you don't want to be doing is sticking your butt out here, so really trying to come and drop down through that back leg there. So really dropping down there, and then I can also just play around with the angle of my front hip so that I can feel different stretches through there. So we're going to hold that and breathe. And I can get lower with each breath. And I can feel the stretch increasing. There we go. And I'm going to push back up, take that leg off, and again switch legs. So my left foot's now on the chair, and my right knee is going to drop down as low as I can get it. So I'm holding onto the back of the chair and just dropping through that right knee. Let that right hip, front of the right hip stretch out as the back of the left one stretches. That's it. Come up through there, shake yourself out, really feel that in the groin. And going to do the same again, other side once more. So once more on each side, right knee up as high as I can get it, and then just try and drop straight down so I can stretch out the front of the left one. Oh, I really feel that in the front of the left hip now, even more than I could before. I feel like I'm going further. And then push up out of there. Come with the left one. I couldn't feel really stretched out after I filled the loop. And so left foot up on here, and now pushing down through the right hip. Really feeling that stretch into the front of the right hip. And there we go, I'm going to come out of that. Now the reason it's so important to stretch the front of the hips is that we spend all day, most of us, in this sort of flexed position, so we never extend through the hips, but you can't take a long stride unless you can extend through that hip, and you certainly can't be comfortable through the front of the groin. And I see people with pinched hips and pinched groins all the time, and a lot of the time it's simply that they haven't learned or they haven't practiced extending through the hip. So this is a really great stretch to practice extending through the hips and to give yourself a bit more range. So that's the chair stretch.